coming back to another video. So I cannot remember what day we are on, day 26 or 27, but you'll be able to see in the description below. So today we're going to go over the different warrior postures, the 4 different warrior postures that often come up during practice, very typical during a hatha practice or a vinyasa practice. So understanding alignment is really important to keep your body safe. So we're going to go through alignment and just kind of breaking it down a little bit and talking a little bit about the different postures. So if you haven't had a chance to warm up before this video, take some time to move around, warm up in a seated position or lying on your back, and then we'll get to it. So we're going to come standing up on our mat. So stepping to the top of the mat, we're going to step back our right foot. We're going to step back 2 to 3 feet. About 3 feet or so, and then we're going to come so that our knee is over our ankle. So you'll adjust yourself to how deep that you can go. So this is warrior 1. Now if you feel a little wobbly, bring your leg out a little bit farther so we're length or more width on our mat. We want to square our hips off to the front of the mat, and we're pushing this heel down so we're actually completely connected. Shoulders dropped away from the ears, and you can have your hands at heart center or up high, dropping shoulders down and making sure that we're not leaning forward or back, that we're situated right over top of our hips. Now this position, this warrior posture is really hard for a lot of people to get that heel down. So what I like to do is to come up into warrior 4, Virabhadrasana D. So that one is a high lunge, so you gotta scoot your foot forward a little bit more and come up on your toes. Now once again, if you find balance is an issue, just bringing your legs a little bit wider on the mat, stacking that knee, making sure you can see the toe, and making sure this leg isn't going inward or outward. Internally pulling those inner thighs together and squaring off to the front of the mat. And then bringing your hands to whatever feels best for you. So this is warrior 4. Now this one I use a lot more often in my practice, my own personal practice, as well as when I'm teaching, because a lot of people can get up into this without straining the back of their leg by trying to reach that heel down. So from here, we're going to drop the foot open, and it's going to be about on a 45-degree angle. Now for everybody it's going to be a little bit different, but once again we still have this left knee stacked over the left ankle. Now the important thing about warrior 2 is we're allowing this hip to kind of rotate inward and down so that the hip, knee, and ankle are going in the same direction. So for each person's body type it's going to be slightly different. You'll be able to feel if you're pushing, if you're trying to open up this hip outward and it's putting pressure on the joints, you'll be able to feel it as soon as you drop down and allow it to go inward, that you settle into the posture so much more easily. So once again, growing nice and tall through the crown of the head, making sure we're not going front or back. Hands at heart center, and then we're going to expand our hands out. Now for everyone it's going to look a little different. It's not about lining up this way, it's about just allowing your hands to be where they are. So this is just your natural alignment. So looking to the front of your fingertips or straight ahead, whatever you prefer. So this is one that I see a lot of mistakes in with this alignment, and once people understand it and they can feel it in their body, it makes all the difference to the comfort of the pose. And then what we're going to do is we'll step our foot to the front of the mat, shake it out, and we'll do that on the other side before we go into warrior 3. So stepping the left foot back. Now remembering that if you can't come into warrior 1, you can go right into warrior 4. So finding your length here, so scooching your leg forward, knee over ankle, pushing that heel down, squaring off to the front of the room, hands at heart center or wherever suits your needs. Dropping shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath here. Bringing hands to heart center, we'll come up on the toes and we'll just step back a little bit farther for a deeper lunge. Finding your edge, pushing back through the heel. We're up on the toes and double checking that we can see this front toe and that we're internally pulling those thighs together. Hands at heart center or all the way up. Dropping the shoulders away from the ear, opening the heart center up. Deep breaths. And then hands to heart center. We're going to drop that foot back on a 45-degree angle. Still making sure that this knee is stacked. And checking that the hip, knee, and ankle on this side is rotated inward and all going in the same direction. And then you can expand your arms outward, looking to the front or to the side. Deep breath here. And then hands to heart center and stepping all the way to the front of the mat and shaking out. So that is warrior 1, 2, and 4. So warrior 3 is a balancing posture, and we've worked with this before in a previous video with a chair or the wall. So if you need a chair or wall, definitely use. So what we're going to do is we're going to ground through the left foot, and we're going to bring the right foot up on the toes, hands at heart center, and then we're going to bring the leg up and begin to hinge forward as we find our balance. So finding a place on the floor that's not moving. Kick through the toes, nice and strong. That's going to help your balance. And make sure we're not rotating open to the side, that we're dropping the hip to meet. So we want to be parallel with the floor. Nice, strong abdominals, muscles, back muscles. Everything's working really hard here. And using your hands wherever suits you. So hands at heart center, out front, or beside you. And breathe using the Ujjayi breath to exhale, rooting into the earth, bending into the knee and coming all the way up and shaking it out. Grounding through the right foot on all four corners, pulling up through the midline of the foot, lifting up onto the toes, hands at heart center, lifting the leg up as you hinge forward. Kicking back through the toes, finding your balance as you drop this hip down to meet the other hip, so everything is squared off, parallel with the floor. And then finding the expression with your arms that suits you best. Using your breath to focus you. And then coming all the way back up, hands to heart center, and releasing, shaking it out. So I hope that that explains a little bit more of the warrior postures and how to refine them a little bit to prevent injury. As well as we just use them so often in practice that it's just really good to break them down for people. So if you have a chance to go to like a foundations class, a Hatha foundations class, where somebody can take a little bit of time to come around and just show you these little ways to tweak the posture so it benefits your body, it's an awesome thing to go to. So that is all for my video today. If you liked it, like the video, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we shall see you in the next video. Namaste.